want to get up close and personal, Peter's on the block. Today we're joined by director Ho Ga-young, a graduate of the Korean Academy of Film Arts, who made history by becoming the first Korean to win first prize in the student film section at the 78th Cannes Film Festival. Out of a total of 2,697 entries from around the world, she proudly claimed the top spot. So now it feels only right to introduce her like this. The pride of Korean cinema, the future of Korean film. Director Ho Ga-young, let's hear her in her own voice.
Hello everyone, I'm Ga-young. I'm the director of First Summer. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Ga-young.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So we have a very special guest today. Siska saying, I'm surprised she is so young and already talented. Well, to win the Student Film Award, I guess you have to be relatively young. Leon from Singapore saying the future of Korean films with the new generation of directors doing well. Rao from Argentina saying, good morning, Director Ho. Welcome to Daily K. Welcome indeed to Daily K, Director. Ga-young, can I call you Ga-young? Is
yeah, sure.
Fantastic. Yeah. Ga-young is going to do the interview probably mostly in Korean as usual for many of our guests. She speaks great English though. We were just talking in the song break that she studied in Europe for a little while as well. So first let me say congratulations on your award. That's amazing. So could you first introduce yourself to our listeners?
네. 한국어로 해도
네네네. 편한 대로 영어 섞여도 되고 한국말 100% 해도 되고요. 네.
네, 안녕하세요. 저는 허가영이고 아까 영어로 소개를 했지만 첫여름이라는 이제 단편 영화 감독으로 왔습니다.
Yeah, so the 첫여름 film that we talked about on our show as well, didn't we? First Summer. It's a short film that won the award, and that's why she's here. Ga-young is really busy at the moment because we mentioned the Bucheon Film Festival earlier today, and so she's involved in that. Her film is being screened there as well. And she's come back from Cannes not too long ago. How long has it been since you came back from Cannes?
칸은 사실 5월 20일 부근에 이제 열렸었고요. 그리고 제가 이제 수상을 해서 그 파리에 있는 판테온 극장에서 상영할 기회를 한 번 더 얻었었어요. 그래서 그 상영이 6월 초였어서 딱 한 달 정도 전이었던 것 같습니다. 그래가지고 네, 제가 한국에 돌아온 거는 이제 6월 10일 이 정도였고요.
그 판테온 극장은 파리에 있다고요?
네, 파리에 있는 되게 가장 오래된 유서 깊은 극장입니다.
와, 프랑스에서요?
네.
Wow. So as well as winning Cannes, which was around like May 20th, there or thereabouts, the film then got the chance to be screened at the Pantheon Theatre in Paris, one of the oldest in France, and that means that Ga-young came back to Korea around the beginning of June, something like that, around the 10th.
Yes.
So you won first place in that student section at Cannes with your graduation film, beating out students from all over the world. You must have received a lot of congratulatory messages, I guess friends and family, but also here in Korea. Many people must have been over the moon for you. Who was the happiest person for you, do you think, Ga-young?
일단 저는 이제 항상 그런 질문을 많이 받거든요. 이 영화가 이제 많은 분들께 제가 이 영화의 시작이 할머니로부터 시작됐다. 네, 이제 그런 말을 많이 했었는데 할머니가 이 영화를 보시면 어떨 것 같냐라는 질문을 많이 받았습니다. 근데 사실 할머니가 돌아가신 지 2년 정도가 되어서 아쉽게도 보시진 못했는데 제가 지금 누리고 있는 모든 영광이 할머니가 영화를 마음에 들어 하셨기 때문이라고 저는 생각을 하거든요.
못 보셨지만 그렇게 믿고 있죠.
네, 그래서 할머니가 만약에 영화를 싫어하셨으면 마음에 안 드셨으면 저에게 벌을 내리지 않았을까 이런 생각을 하는데 제가 지금 너무 축복을 받았고 제가 실제로 막 그 칸에서 만났던 분들에게도 I'm blessed by my grandma 이렇게 많이 말했었거든요. 그래서 그 되게 엄청 너무 거대한 영광이어서 할머니가 가장 기뻐하시지 않을까 이런 생각을 합니다.
Oh, that's so lovely. So I don't know if we've showed the poster for the film First Summer. I think we're putting it on the screen now. So you can see the motif there of a grandmother. And so a lot of people have asked Kaeong, you know, who was the happiest for you? Is it not your grandmother? Unfortunately, though, Kaeong's grandmother passed away a couple of years back, but Kaeong does believe that she definitely would have liked it and is liking it from the heavens above, because otherwise it wouldn't have won this prize, right? If she didn't like it, that blessing wouldn't have come down for this biggest of honours. And whenever you win an award, it must be amazing, but I really am curious, what did it feel like when your name was called out, right? Ha Ga-young at the student section in Cannes. Did you expect it a little bit?
Not at all.
Wow, not at all, really.
Yeah, actually, some of my crew expected it.
Oh,
but
wow.
I wouldn't. Never.
Oh. So were you completely shocked when you heard your name then?
Yes, that was. And 그러니까 저희가 3등상까지 있는데요. 그러니까 1, 2, 3등을 호명을 하는데 그러니까 이번에 유례적으로 정말 없었던 일이지만 그러니까 한 아시아 감독들이 많이 왔었어요. 유례적이 아니라 이례적으로. 네, 그래서 네, 많이 떨리네요. 네, 그래서 아시아 감독들이 이번에 4명 정도가 왔었는데 총 16명 중에서. 근데 이제 3등상이 일본 감독이었고 이제 2등상이 중국 작품이었어요. 그래서
와우.
전 당연히 뭔가 아닌가 보다. 뭔가 그 상을 다 이제 아시안이 받기는 어렵다고 생각을 했었고.
그렇죠.
그래서 이제 옆에 크루들이랑 술이나 먹으러 가자 막 이러면서 걔한테 여유롭게 웃고 있었는데 갑자기 이제 호명을 해주셔서 정말 좀 머리가 하얘졌었어요. 그래서 네. 그래서 앞에 나갔는데 제가 또 되게 존경하는 감독님이 이번에 수상을 해주셔가지고 네, 심사위원이셔가지고 그 마레나데라는 감독님이고 토니 에드만을 연출하신 감독님이셨는데 그래서 막 머리가 하얘져가지고 발발발발 떨면서
Amazing. What a story. So this time around there were quite a few Asian directors out of the shortlist of 16 people there, 16 directors. And number 3 went to a Japanese director, second prize to a Chinese director. So Guyan was thinking, of course it's not going to be another Asian in first place. So saying to the team, let's just go for a drink. And then her name was called out, Ha Ga-young, and her brain went blank. But it was all the more meaningful because one of the most respected directors to her was giving the prize away. So what did you say in your acceptance speech? Did you have one prepared already? Because I guess, you know, you watch the Oscars and everyone's like, thank you to my mum and dad, and they have something they want to say. But if you didn't expect it, did you prepare something?
No.
Oh, wow. So you just started speaking.
Yes, I've just started and I had nothing actually, nothing to prepare. So, 그래서 그냥 가가지고 횡설수설했던 것 같아요. I spoke out just random stuff.
Wow. Anything you remember?
네, 기억하고 사실 크루들이 다 비디오를 촬영을 해줘가지고 근데 다시 못 보겠더라고요. 부끄러워서. 근데 이제 제가 막 이렇게 말을 하다가 마지막에 그냥 결국 어떤 감독이 되고 싶은지를 말을 했던 것 같아요. 근데 그게 가장 제 진심에 가까웠던 너무 벅차는 일이고 저한테는 너무 감동적이었는데 내가 영화를 앞으로 계속 한다면 뭔가 제가 가장 잘하는 것 뭔가 삶과 인간과 그리고 또 소수자와 가까운 이야기를 계속 하는 감독이 되고 싶다 이런 얘기를 했었습니다. 그리고 크루들에게 감사 인사 많이 했고요. 부모님께 영화 하는 거 반대 안 해주셔서 감사하다고.
처음부터
얘기.
반대 안 하셨어요?
반대 하셨는데 그래도 부모님이 지지해 주셔서 여기까지 왔으니까 이제 그런 것에 대한 감사함도 표현하고 그랬습니다. 네.
So didn't prepare an acceptance speech because she's honestly saying she didn't expect this. So a bit of blabbering, but the crew did video it for her, although she can't watch it again because Kang is a bit too embarrassed to see that. Who would want to watch their own speech again? So she remembers saying what kind of director that she wants to be should she continue on with films and doing things that she's good at, like people at the centre and stories, thanking the crew, of course, and the support of her parents who didn't really stand in her way of becoming a film director. Maybe at the beginning, but I think that's all Korean parents. When you say you're not going to do something academic, they might say no at first, but they didn't do that for long. So you received what it's called is La Cinef, the
La
student
Cinef,
section at Cannes. I didn't hear about this before. So what is it about? Is it all film students from all across the world can apply?
Yes. 그래서 it used to be called by Cine Foundation, Cinefound, or like
sounds very
this in
French.
France. Yes. 그래서 이제 시네 파운데이션이라는 거는 이제 칸에서 이제 젊고 갓 이제 영화인을 시작하는 이제 감독들을 정말 펀딩한다라는 그런 의미예요. 네, 그래서 우리가 너네들을 키우겠다. 그러니까 유망한 어떤 이제 뭔가 재능 있는 그런 가능성 있는 이제 감독들에게 이제 그런 작품을 선별해서 이제 그래서 상금도 주고요. 그러니까 원래 칸 단편 경쟁이 따로 있는데요.
네.
이제 거긴 상금이 없어요.
아,
근데
진짜요?
시네 파운데이션은 네, 상금도 주고 그리고 이제 뒤에 뭔가 수상을 한 감독들이 이제 쭉 커리어를 이어갈 수 있도록 이제 장편을 찍었을 때 뭐 다시 칸에 초청을 받는다든가 이제 그런 기회들이 많이 열려 있는 그런 섹션입니다. 그래서
와.
전 세계 영화학교 학생들의 어떤 꿈의 무대이기도 하고요. 네, 그래서 너무 영광스럽습니다.
와, 그러면 오히려 그냥 일반 단편 그 수상보다 더 낫네요. Prize money까지 있으니까. Wow, so it used to be like the Cine Foundation Prize, and what it is Cannes and the foundation supporting like young early starters, directors with funding, so there is prize money. Unlike the regular short film prize, which doesn't have any prize money, you're also guaranteed to be invited back to Cannes as well. So it's a dream stage for many film students around the world. Aaron asked this on the chat. I wonder if you know the answer, Kyle. He was saying, for student directors, does that mean you have to be young? Because some students are older students. 꼭 젊은 학생들만한테 가는 거예요?
아닙니다.
아니고요.
아닙니다.
그래서 뭐막 50대 학생이면
네네네.
신청할 수 있고.
제가 말한 영은 약간 은유적인.
Young in the film industry,
Yes,
maybe.
yes, yes.
Okay, Aaron. So you can apply as well, Aaron. I know you're not
Yeah.
like in your 20s. It's not just for young students, but anyone who's kind of starting out, that kind of thing. So the film First Summer that we saw the poster of earlier, could you introduce the film to us? What is it about? Like you said, it's inspired by your grandmother as well.
Yes. So, 네. 영어랑 한국어.
헷갈리. 이거 잘하니까 문제야.
아니에요. 저는 그러니까 이 영화를 소개하면 뭐 결국 영화는 영순이라는 한 여성 노인에 관한 이야기고요. 그러니까 저는 이제 연출자로서 이제 여성 노인을 굉장히 세밀하고 좀 가까이서 그려내고 싶었습니다. 그래서 이제 로그라인을 말씀드리면 이제 영순이 이제 춤을 추는 것을 좋아하는 댄싱 그랜마예요. 그래서
와우.
네, 그래서 춤추는 장면도 많이 나오는데요. 그래서 이제 춤을 출 때 가장 행복을 느끼는 여자이고 또 그녀에게는 이제 가장 오래되고 소중한 댄스 파트너인데요. 또 그가 그녀 애인이기도 합니다. 근데 이제 그녀 애인이 갑자기 연락이 두절되어서 이제 전화를 기다리면서 영화가 시작되고요. 근데 이제 그의 아들로부터 이제 그 자신의 애인인 학수가 이제 죽었다는 부고를 받게 돼요. 네, 그래서 49제에 이제 초대를 받게 되는데 이제 그 49제 날이 공교롭게도 그녀의 손녀딸 서균의 결혼식입니다. 그래서 이제 그 두 가지 선택지를 놓고 고민하면서 이제 자신의 삶을 이렇게 돌아보게 되는 이제 그런 삶에 대한 영화입니다. 네, 영순의 삶에 대한
너무 새로운 얘기네요.
네, 줄거리는 이렇습니다.
Wow, so the film itself centers around an older lady called Yongsun, who Gayoung really wanted to portray in detail on the screen. So to give you the logline, she's a dancing grandmother. That's when she is happiest. And her long-term dance partner is also her lover, suddenly loses contact. And that's where the film opens up, her waiting for them to get in touch, Haksu. But then Yongsun's son finds out that he's passed away and receives notification. And she's invited to the 49제? the
Like 49th Memorial.
Yeah, like 49 days after passing away.
Yes, right.
That in Korean traditional circles, you mark by maybe going to visit the grave or paying your respects. So invited there, but on that same day, it is also her granddaughter's wedding day. So she has to decide which she's going to attend, and it ends up her looking back at her life. That's a really fresh, kind of different theme to a film. So what kind of message were you hoping to convey through First Summer? And is that something that is linked to your grandmother as well, Kyle?
Yes, yes, it is. And 그러니까 사실 할머니께 영감을 받아서 시작된 이야기지만 사실 지금의 영화 이야기는 픽션이고요. 예, 거의 80% 이상이 픽션이고 그 캐릭터를 구상할 때 이제 제가 할머니를 많이 떠올리면서 구안을 했습니다. 그리고 할머니 얘기를 안 할 수가 없을 것 같은데. 네, 그러니까 사실 제가 할머니랑 중학생 때, 그러니까 제가 청소년 때 이제 잠깐 동거를 한 적이 있어요. 한 6개월 정도 단둘이서.
같이요?
네, just two of us. 네.
와우.
그래서 그렇게 살았었는데 제가 할머니를 볼 때 굉장히 이상한 여자였어요. 그러니까 저희가 소위 말하는 되게 따뜻하고 뭔가 막 손녀를 너무 사랑하는 할머니 같지 않았고 저희 할머니가 뭔가 이렇게 새침하시면서 굉장히 냉정하신 것 같고 뭔가 이기적이게 보일 때도 있고 그래서 뭐 단편적인 예로는 저희 할머니가 막 매일 밤마다 이렇게 마스크팩을 하시고 주무셨는데 제가 손녀잖아요. 근데 한 장은 안 나눠주시는 거예요. 그리고 제가 이렇게 뭘 하는지 뭐 방에서 사람이 있는지 이렇게 관심도 없으신 것 같고 막 근데 이제 또 반면에 참 그런데 이제 또 반면에 또 되게 기억에 남는 에피소드는 이제 제가 막 이렇게 엄마랑 통화로 싸운 적이 있었는데 이제 그걸 들으시더니 나는 내 딸 괴롭히는 애들은 네가 아무리 손녀여도 난 싫다고 그러면서 내 집에서 나가라 막 이러시는 거예요.
와우.
그래서 뭔가 되게 그런 게 되게 독특하게 저한테 와닿았던 것 같아요. 그래서 저 여자를 좀 이해하고 싶다 이런 생각을 하면서도 대화를 잘 못했었는데 이제 제가 학부에 들어가고 나서 이제 대학생이 되고 나서 노인복지론이라는 수업을 들었어요. 그래서 그때 할머니를 인터뷰하게 될 계기를 얻었습니다. 그래서 할머니랑 대화를 정말 처음 하게 된 거예요. 그래서 너무 어색했었는데 제 할머니 어떻게 지내세요? 그러니까 할머니가 내가 사실 애인이 있는데 그 애인놈이 연락이 안 돼가지고 수면제 먹고 잔다고 걱정이 돼서 그래서 그때 뭔가 이렇게 제 안에 있던 어떤 견고한 세계관이 확 깨지는 느낌이 들면서 할머니랑 그때 한 5-6시간을 내리 이렇게 얘기를 했던 것 같아요. 그래서 굉장히 막 그녀의 어떤 연애담도 듣고 할머니가 어떤 시절을 통과해서 여기까지 오셨는지 뭔가 그런 얘기들을 듣는데 집에 오는 그 길목에서 너무 그 얼얼한 감각에 제가 사로잡혀가지고 내가 이때까지 그 노인이라는 이름 아래 어떤 한 개인의 삶을 굉장히 뭉뚱그려서 생각을 했고 이 여자의 삶이라는 것에 대해서 다시 한번 생각을 하게 됐었거든요. 그래서 제가 이야기를 쓸 때 가장 붙잡고 있었던 하나의 실마리는 뭔가 사랑이나 성이나 뭐 섹스를 비롯한 어떤 그런 성관계 그리고 또 어떤 삶이라는 것이 누군가의 전유물이 아닌데 it's not privileged at all, but 그러나 이제 저희는 다 그렇게 생각을 하는 거죠. 그래서 그렇죠. 왜 한국 사회는 노인 여성 그리고 그런 그들의 삶에 대해서 얘기하지 않는가? 그런 것에 대해서 문제의식을 가지고 정말 솔직하고 좀 발칙하게 얘기해보고 싶었어요.
와, 그래서 영화를 통해서 약간 그런 배경이 나오고.
그래서 이제 관객들이 영화를 딱 봤을 때 이게 여성 노인의 이야기라기보다는 그냥 한 여자의 이야기, 그 한 여자와 동행했다라는 그런 감각을 좀 가질 수 있게 영화를 만들고 싶었습니다. 네.
Wow, so a lot to get through, but oh, that's so interesting though. So the inspiration definitely Kyung's grandmother, but if we look at the film itself, it's 80% fiction, she said, but the character really was inspired by her own grandmother, and she can't help but talk about her. She lived with her grandmother for 6 months, just the two of them, when she was in middle school. And she wasn't like your stereotypical Korean grandmother, warm and loving and things like that, but more cold and selfish and really intrigued Gyeong in a way. And one episode that she remembers is every night she'd put on a mask pack, you know, the mask packs that are Korean famous for these days, but wouldn't give one to Gyeong, right? And even if Gyeong was in a room separately, she wouldn't go and see if she was okay or anything like that. And another episode that made her think differently again was Kyung was fighting with her mum on the phone And then her grandmother said, I don't like anyone like hurting my daughter or, you know, being cruel or not nice to my daughter. So get out of my house, to her own granddaughter. And she wanted to understand her grandma more. And so when she became a student of film, she was learning about the elderly and got to interview her grandmother there for the first time, kind of sitting down and talking together. And she revealed, her grandmother that is, that she had a lover and that she'd lost contact at the moment, and therefore she was taking sleeping pills because she was so, I guess, anxious at night time. And they sat down like this for 5 to 6 hours hearing about her grandmother's love life. And Guyong went away from that feeling a bit numb and thinking, I've been a bit dismissive about the elderly. I think many of us are. We just think they're old people. They're not going to have a love life or anything like that. But it made Guyong think more about being a woman again. And all those things you maybe don't think about when you're elderly, especially here in Korea for older grandmothers, right? About love lives, about, your sex life as well, and how that's kind of put into a box and not really thought about. So through this movie, she really wanted to show what not just older Korean ladies really are in society. They're people, they've got their love lives and sex lives, but also the life of a woman as well. I really would love to see that. I never think about grandmothers and love lives at all, you know. So that in and of itself has made me think about this more. Wow, that's amazing. Guy, we're going to get to a song request first.
Yes.
So I heard you've asked for a Han Myung-suk track, The Boy in the Yellow Shirt, 노란 셔츠와 사나이. Why this song? 이 노래 왜 신청하셨어요?
저희 할머니가 자주 듣던 It's my grandma's favorite song.
Oh, that's lovely.
So I think it would be very meaningful.
Fantastic.
I can listen to
So this is an old song, is it?
Yeah, it is. Very old song.
Let's enjoy it.
And
Let's
it's beautiful.
Feel the emotion. The Boy in the Yellow Shirt by Han Myung-suk. And we're back for part 2 of Peter's on the Block today with Ho Ga-young, the director who won for the first time as a Korean the student section of the 78th Cannes Film Festival just this past May. It's an amazing honour for us to have Ga-young in the studio. Loads of you getting in touch. Talking about the music, that was grandmother's favourite song. Siska saying, sounds almost like an old Chinese song. Mata saying, I love the old time vibes, and saying it reminds me of Bollywood movies that I used to watch with my grandma as well. And I'm sure we've all got memories with our grandparents, good and bad, and it gives you a chance to remember that. I was just talking to Ga-young about my Korean grandmother and how she was almost the opposite, I think, of Ga-young's grandmother, and we've all got different experiences. Some questions from you guys first. Jun says, so this is your debut film. Are you planning to expand into full-length films in the future? I don't know how that works. Does short film directors only do short films, or do you go back and forth? No, okay.
It's like a first step to be a director. Yeah,
so your plan is to do like a feature length in the future? Wow. Have you got anything you are working on at the moment?
I'm working on the script now, for my future feature film.
So looking forward to that. We were talking in the song break, and you said your film First Summer is being released in Korean cinemas soon.
Yeah.
Did you say August?
Yeah, August.
August.
Yeah.
So I really want to see it. It's 30 minutes long. Siska asks, where can I watch the movie? And Siska lives in Jakarta, Indonesia. Is it possible to watch abroad or online or anything like that at the moment?
No, not this moment, but
Okay.
I'm not sure. It's like 그 많은 이제 배급사들이 얘기를 해주고, 그러니까 뭐 판권을 사갖고 뭐 이제 이런 경로들이 있어서. 근데 지금은 영화가 사실 칸에서 처음 공개되었고 해외에서도 지금 영화제에서 이제 초청을 받고 이제 아마 그런 과정이 내년까지는 있을 것 같아요. 그래서 이제 그러니까 여러분들이 소유하는 그런 OTT 채널 같은 데서 볼 수 있는 게 아마 조금 시간이 흘러야 되지 않을까.
원래 그런 약간 영화제 다 돌리고 난 다음에 나오는 건가요?
네,
OTT?
보통은 이제 영화제들에서 먼저 공개를 하고,
네.
그다음에 하는데 한국에서는 이제 부천 필름 페스티벌에서 처음 공개를 했고요. 네, 그래서 아마 다음 달에 저희가 극장에서 보실 수 있는 기회가 있습니다. 많이
기대됩니다.
와주세요.
네.
네.
So, unfortunately, Siska, for you in Indonesia, it might be a while because it debuted only in May at Cannes. And then there are talks with distribution companies, but the issue is it's being invited to many film festivals, understandably, until probably next year, and then it will get a release abroad. Because it's debuted in Korea at Bucheon, it should be in the cinemas here in August, so we'll get to see it. I'm sorry. I'll tell you what it's like, Siska. I'll give you a review so you'll be able to know. We've also got Lily saying, what do you think about doing your own genre against doing what is trending? And I guess for movie directors, that's maybe a decision to make. Do I do something popular or something that I like? And like you said, in your speech, you said you want to keep doing what you like and what you're good at. But I don't know, if the next Marvel film came and they said, Kion, make a Marvel film, how do you think about that?
I think it's all about the balance
아하.
between of them. 그래서 그냥 결국에는 저는 그러니까 영화는 감독을 닮거든요. 그리고 사실 저는 제가 아무리 마블 영화를 만든다고 해도 제 어떤 색채나 저의 어떤 시선, 그러니까 사회나 뭐 인간을 바라보는 시선들이 녹아 들어갈 수밖에 없는 것 같아요. 그러니까 히어로를 앞세운 어떤 저만의 제가 가지고 있는 어떤 또 철학이나 세계관이 담긴 영화를 만들겠죠. 그래서 근데 하지만 영화는 전 재밌어야 된다고 생각하거든요. 결국 관객들이 영화관을 오는 이유도 일상에서 하지 못하는 경험들을 하고 싶어서 오기 때문에 영화는 재밌게 의미 있는 이야기를 하는 매체라고 생각을 합니다. 그래서 당연히 그 안에 제가 하고 싶은 얘기를 가득 담겠지만 또 재밌게 다가가고 싶어요. 그래서 트렌디하면서도 또 재밌고 그러면서 근데 또 저는 굉장히 그러니까 저는 원래 이제 뭔가 휴머니즘에 대한 이야기를 항상 하고 싶어하는 감독인데 이제 관객들이 또 그런 이야기를 굉장히 영리하게 잘 원하시고 좋은 이야기를 아신다고 저는 생각을 해서
그렇죠.
네, 그런 것들을 저는 해나가고 싶습니다.
Wow. So it's all about balance, as Kyle said at the beginning. And she said something really interesting. The film takes after the director, right, who's doing it. They impart their view, their colour, their philosophy, how they think of the world. But she also says it has to be fun, and I like that because I've seen some like independent movies or some art box films that really weren't fun. Maybe I didn't understand, but I need them to be fun as well. But the other good point is when you're going to the cinema, you want to kind of escape your daily life and see something that isn't possible there. But she also does want to stick to that humanism, and she thinks that audiences, they're wise about that and they want that as well. And I think that's true. We're all people after all. So that human emotion is the most important aspect. Steve says, do you have any role model directors or producers, apart from the one who gave you the award at Cannes, I guess? That's one of them.
Yes,
but
yes.
aside from that, who would you say is, if you had to pick just one to talk about, a role model?
I think it's kind of most difficult question.
Oh, really? Okay.
Everyone's just like, what's your favorite film?
Yeah, it's hard, isn't
yeah,
it?
it's very hard because...
We also have that question next. What is your
Right,
favourite
right,
film
right.
from Sherry? So both answers. Favourite director, favourite film.
I would say Kelly Reichardt.
Kelly Reichardt.
예, 네, 그 이제 미국 감독이시고
네.
미국의 인디 영화를 하시는 이제 그런 독립 영화 감독님이신데 독립 영화 감독이시면서 아까 제가 말씀드렸듯이 근데 영화가 너무 재밌습니다. 그래서 좀 대중적으로도 많이 다가갈 수 있는 그런 작품을 항상 하시고 그 제가 사실 시네필이 아니에요. 저는 영화를 많이 보지 않아서
네.
사실 그래서 더 이런 질문이 어려운데 네, 사실 켈리 라이카트 감독님은 제가 최근에 이제 너가 너무 좋아할 것 같다라고 친구의 이제 추천을 받아서 이제 그 감독님 작품을 다 봤는데 볼 때마다 너무 막 마음이 뭉클해지고 울림이
대표적인 작이 뭐예요? 그
웬디아 루시라는 그런 작품도 하셨고 어떤 여자들 그리고 퍼스트 카우라는
First Cow.
네 그리고 또 굉장히 또 저한테는 또 큰 의미가 있었던 게 켈리 라이트 감독님이 이번 칸 영화제에서 경쟁작으로 오셨었어요. 그래서 장편 경쟁으로.
우와.
네, 그래서 또 멀리서 이렇게 켈리 라이트 감독님 이렇게 지켜보고 영화도 보고 막 그랬었는데 너무 훌륭하신 감독님이십니다. 그리고 또 여성 감독님이셔서
네.
또 롤모델이라고 했을 때 굉장히 저에게는 많은 영감을 주시는 인파워링 되는 그런 감독님이십니다.
Yeah,
네.
empowering a female director as well. She's picked out Kelly Reichardt, who I'm not familiar with, but does indie films that are appealing and fun to the masses, including First Cow, which looks really fun and has got great reviews on things like Rotten Tomatoes. I wonder if any of our listeners know, but Kyle was saying something interesting to me that she's not a cinephile. This came from a recommendation from a friend who said you got to watch it. So she's been watching them more recently. She was also at Cannes as well, Kelly Reichardt. And yeah, I guess to be a film director, you don't need to watch a lot of films. Like I do a lot of radio and TV, and I don't watch much radio or TV either. Is that common? I wonder for film directors to not watch too many movies, like 약간 반반인가요?
네, 모르겠습니다. 근데 사실 시네필이 더 많죠. 아무래도 그 장르를 너무 사랑하기 때문에 그 영화라는 예술을 너무 사랑하기 때문에
네.
만들고 싶다라는 욕구가 네, 자연스럽게 따라오는 경우가 있으니까요. 근데
근데
네.
어떻게 해서
네네네.
영화 만들고 싶었어요? 너무 시네파일 아닌데요.
근데 저는 제가 좀 그 작가로서의 정체성이 크고요. 라이터의
네.
정체성. 근데 저는 이야기에 대한 사랑이 더 큰 것 같습니다. 그래서 근데 항상 어떤 이야기를 창작하는 사람이 되고 싶다라는 생각을 해왔지만 영화라는 매체가 저에게는 또 공동 작업의 어떤 예술이고요. 그리고 저는 또 그런 나는 꼭 창작자가 되겠어 했을 때 거의 대부분의 분야를 너무 사랑하기 때문에 그러니까 예술, 뭐 미술, 그리고 음악, 뭐 또 심지어 저는 사진도 너무 좋아하고 근데 그러다 보니까 그 모든 예술들이 하나로 모이는 곳이 영화 같더라고요. 그래서 그 종합 예술로서 그리고 또 공동 작업물로서의 영화를 너무 사랑해서 영화를 하게 됐습니다.
Wow. So saying that more often than not directors are cinephiles, but with Guyon's case, you know, she feels she's more of a writer and that story is the bigger appeal, a storyteller. But if you think about films, they are a collaboration of maybe all the arts. Guyon was saying she also really likes photography. That's involved in films as well and bringing that all together as a collaborator. So, yeah, you don't have to be a cinephile to be a film director, I suppose. And Sherry from Columbus, Ohio, asking, what is your favorite film, your all-time favorite film, if you had to pick out one?
이것도 참 어려운 질문인데 지금 생각나는 거는 그 밀레니엄 mambo라는 영화입니다.
Millennium Mumble?
네, 허샤오시엔 감독님의
네.
영화인데요. 네, 굉장히 재밌고 제가 지금 준비하는 장편 영화도 약간 좀 이 영화를 많이 레퍼런스로 삼고 있습니다. 너무 좋은 영화입니다.
Millennium Mambo,
Yeah.
released in 2001, about Vicky, who's caught between a mediocre job as a bar hostess and a trivial relationship with her controlling boyfriend, and gets close to an influential businessman. I wonder if anyone's seen that. Do let us know your reviews as well. We'll try and fit in some more of your questions a little later, but back to our script and talking about the film as well. If it's 30 minutes long, I wonder, how long did it take to film then for a short film for your first summer?
그러니까 얼마나 찍으셨냐면서
네.
현장에서 네, 저는 5일 정도 찍었고요. 네, 그래서 사실 정말 힘들었습니다.
진짜 5일 꽉 차서 채워서.
네, 그리고 저희 그 배우님이 아무래도 노인이셨고
그렇죠.
그래서 이제 다른 이제 청년 배우들보다는
네.
사실 하루에 촬영에 이제 임하실 수 있는 시간이 굉장히 제한적이었어요. 당연히 뭐 체력이나 또 그 아무래도 당연히 사회적 소수자니까요. 노인은 그래서 많이 힘들어하셨고 그 현장에서 그래서 저희가 가장 효율적으로 찍을 수 있는 방법들을 참 많이 고민했던 기억이 있습니다. 네.
와. 원래 배우이셨어요?
네, 원래 배우고 굉장히 유명하신
wow. So
배우셨습니다.
5 days to shoot the film, and it was really tiring, says Guyong, and especially because limits on how long you can act each day, especially if your protagonist is elderly, right? And didn't think about that at all in terms of stamina and things like that. And then I wonder then, if you film for just 5 days, the rest of the post-production, how long does that take for a small film?
이게 사실 그러니까 단편 영화마다 너무 달라서 일반화하기는 어렵지만 저의 경우를 말씀드리면
네.
저희는 한 3, 4개월 정도 걸렸고요. 포스트 프로덕션은.
와.
그리고 또 프리 프로덕션도 한 2, 3개월 정도 걸렸습니다. 그리고 프로덕션 자체는 5일이었고요.
그러니까 그게 제일 짧은데
네.
제일 많은 막 노력도 들어가고. So pre-production about 2 to 3 months, post-production about 3 to 4 months. This is for first summer. Obviously, it's different for every single short film out there. And I wonder if there were any memorable moments during filming, good or bad ones. Either.
그 영화는 사실 영화 현장이라는 것은 축제와 전쟁이 동시에 일어나는 것이고요. 너무너무 다양한 감정들이 오가는 곳이어서 하나만 말씀드리긴 어렵지만 사실 저는 저희가 아무래도 이제 스태프들이 다 20대, 30대들이 많았고
네.
청년들이기 때문에 노인을 이해하려는 노력을 많이 했었어요. 그러니까 우리가 전혀 다른 생애 주기를 살아온 한 인간을 어떻게 이해할 것인가. 저희가 창작자이기 때문에 이해를 해야지만 만들 수가 있잖아요. 그래서 굉장히 다가가려는 노력들을 많이 했었는데 저희 스태프들끼리 카바레를 많이 갔었어요. 그러니까 저희 영화에 카바레가 나오거든요.
네.
소위 말하는 콜라텍. 그래서 이제 우리가 클럽은 가봤지만 정말 노인분들이 어떻게 춤을 추고 그 안에서 문화를 만들어가는지를 알 수가 없어서 직접 갔어요. 그래서 막 저희 촬영 감독님, PD님, 사운드 감독님이랑 이렇게 넷이서 거기 가서 맥주 시켜 먹으면서 할머니 할아버지들이랑 대화도 하고 실제로 할아버지랑 막 춤도 춰보고 막 그랬었거든요. 네, 이제 그때 사실 다양한 노인분들을 만났던 것도 참 기억에 남는데 그냥 저희가 팀으로서 거기에 앉아서 관찰도 하고 영화에 대한 얘기를 하면서 너무 그때 그 동료들에 대한 애정이 굉장히 커졌었어요. 그래서 그때 기억들이 저한테 너무 귀중한, 정말 귀한 기억이었습니다.
진짜 유니크한 경험일 것 같아요.
너무 재밌었어요. 너무 재밌었어요.
Gayoung, I'm sure many directors might describe filming like this, but it's a festival and a war at the same time every day. And especially being a student film, I'm guessing this will be more the case, but most of the staff in their 20s and 30s, the subject of the film being someone who's elderly, so trying to understand the elderly was the big point. And so before making the film, trying to understand the elderly in the dance scenes and things like this, because there is things like cabaret in the film, and so they visited that. We call it Colatech here in Korea, and they ordered drinks, the PD, the camera, staff members, and observing, maybe dancing with elderly people. And they're all different, of course, people there, but that was a unique experience. And then just quite touched seeing the other staff members invest so much into the film. And so we're going to leave the interview questions there for the time being. If we have time at the very end, then maybe we can squeeze in one or two more. It's been amazing talking to Gayoung, but we do have quiz time, Gayoung, on our show. Peter's on the block, and so if you do the quiz and you get the question right, Gayoung, you can win one of these prizes in this box, okay?
Yes.
But it's not an easy question. Our writer, you've met our writer, Chongi. She likes to make it a little bit tricky in your area of expertise as well. So I'm guessing it's going to be related to films and that kind of thing. So you can say, no, I don't want to do the quiz if you don't want to be embarrassed getting it wrong. So it's completely no pressure. But Gayoung, would you like to take the quiz, yes or no?
Yes.
Yay! Good.
Wow.
Okay.
That's cool.
You've won at Cannes, so you don't need to worry about getting this question wrong. All right. So I'll give you the quiz question, if you need it in Korean as well, but first in English. There are 3 major international film festivals: the Cannes Film Festival, where you won first place in the student section, the Venice International Film Festival, and the Berlin International Film Festival. So here is your question. Can you name these 3 film festivals in the order they were first established? So which is the oldest? Which is the youngest? Does that sound difficult?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not Phil.
There's one hint I can give
One
you.
hint, yes.
Okay. Cannes is the middle one.
Cannes is middle one.
Yeah, Cannes was 1946. So just after the Second World War. So all you need to do is tell me whether Venice was first or Berlin was first.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is incredibly difficult. Of course, I don't
I have
know.
no idea. Let me think. I'll say like Berlin.
Berlin first,
is
then Cannes,
oldest one.
then Venice.
Yeah, because it sounds more historical.
Berlin, Venice. This is so difficult. Okay, last chance. Would you like to change your answer, Kyung? It's up to you. No pressure. What do you think?
I will change.
You're going to change your answer?
Yeah, I will put Venice first.
Sure.
Yes.
Last chance. Okay. Venice, Cannes,
Cannes,
Berlin.
Berlin, yeah.
All right. Let's see if Kyung is right. The xylophone will tell us.
Ah!
Yeah! Well done, guys. So 1932 was Venice, 1946 Cannes, and 1951 Berlin. Who would know that? I don't think even film people know that, right? So well done, Kyle. You get to choose a
Thank
prize
you.
from this.
Yeah.
There are some terrible prizes and one or two good prizes. So let's see what you get. If you open it up
Yeah.
and then read what it says on there. Like some prizes, you can take a selfie with me. That is a prize.
Yes.
But some prizes like 150,000 won vouchers. So what does it say? Oh my god, it is a selfie with Peter. I'm so sorry, Kyle. I'm so sorry.
No, like
네, 좋은 선물 진짜 있어요. I promise there are real good prizes.
biggest one I
Yes,
get.
the biggest prize. Kyle, thank you so much for coming in today. So what are your plans for the future? I assume you're going to be so busy with Bucheon still, and then your releasing
Yes.
career, and then foreign film festivals. You'll be traveling
yes,
a lot.
right. Yeah, I think so.
Have you got a schedule for any foreign film festivals already fixed, or are you just talking at the moment?
Yeah, I have one in November.
Oh,
Yes, like that film festival is called like the La Famille Independent Festival.
oh, where is it?
In Paris.
Oh,
yeah.
nice. Okay.
And I also got some of contacts from other film festivals. So
Do you
we will
enjoy
see.
traveling, Diane?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do love, but it's getting overwhelmed.
Yeah, having to
Overwhelming. So I don't know.
be abroad all that time
Yeah,
and then coming back and forth.
And also, I'm going to fly to Canada.
Oh, wow.
In this month. So
For some more film stuff in Canada.
yes, film festival is like a Fantasia film festival, but
We talk about that on our show sometimes.
Yeah.
There's sometimes Korean films there as
yes,
well, right?
right.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Bucheon as well, just before you go, it's more known for like horror and
Yeah, it's
sci-fi, that
true.
kind of thing. So is your film in that genre, or is just because you won Cannes, you are there?
I'm not sure. I think they won't get Korean premiere for somewhere in there, but they also get some dramas.
Yeah.
So I
It's
think,
not all
and
sci-fi
also
and horror.
for summer include the romance.
Yeah.
and romance can be genre as well. So
Absolutely.
yeah, I think
Fantastic.
that's why they get my film.
Gael, thank you so much for coming in. Congratulations. What
you.
an amazing achievement already at the beginning of your career. So I hope it's only up and we can talk about you winning the Oscars in a few
Wow.
years' time. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
And yeah, we would love to have you when you release another film. Don't forget Daily K and come back on the show.
Sure.
Thank you very much. We're going to leave things there. We'll be back tomorrow. Tuesdays is Dish of the Day with Chef Ryan. So enjoy this song to take you out. It's Cho Jong-sok with dynamic duo Like a Movie, Like Music, 영화처럼, 음악처럼. And we'll see you again tomorrow. It's been your Daily Dose of Korea. #DailyK out. Bye-bye.
Bye.